Hey, my Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? It's Tuesday, but we're not doing tacos today. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to do a thumbnail because I didn't do one before. So hold on one second. I'm going to look a little crazy. Okay. So I have, y'all see, I think he's here. He said he want to be present for his story being told, and I'm gonna tell him right, cause y'all know that's my man, my man. Okay, like Messiah, that's my little boo thing, but Ethic, that's my man. Okay. So today I have Domino's pizza, but I have a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I got some breadsticks. Can y'all see that? I have some mango habanero. Oh, he had already gave me one. Chicken. See that? And then, of course, I have pizza because my mom and my daughter are going to eat that in the background. Pizza. We'll put it over there so they can grab theirs because they're going to be attacking me. I don't want to be attacked. And then, oh, my mom's phone ringing in the background. And I also had chicken Alfredo. I'm not gonna eat all of this by far. It's just, y'all know, for video purposes. So we gonna put this down. See if maybe y'all can see that. I can't cover everything. So I don't know how to shorten up Ethic because I feel like if I shorten him up too much, then y'all not gonna get the details. And it's kind of like a book review, not review, but a book discussion. So I'm mainly discussing people who have already read it. But if you haven't read it, you can come here too, and I don't want to give too many of the details away. But so yesterday I think I left off with pasta. I left off with Ethic going to the movies with Alani. I think that's where I should know, right? I'm sorry, but I think that's where I left off at. And and I know that. So hold on, y'all. Okay. Shut my door. I can't remember exactly where I left off in the movie, but I'm talking about in the movie, in the story, but I need to put Ethic up here. I feel like y'all can see him. Can I see Ethic? Okay. She went to the movies with Ethic, Bella, and Easy. They had a good time. He dropped her off. She said thank you. But like I said, she still feels guilty trying to do anything fun considering her daughter is dead. So now she goes home. She doesn't have a job because she was fired for being late. She doesn't know how she's going to pay for the funeral of her brother or her daughter. She has this crazy attraction to this mysterious man who's helping her get her car fixed. Who's like kidnapping her, not kidnapping her, but taking her to this fun movie day with his kids, randomly. But she like maybe in another lifetime or maybe in another space because this timing is not for them. So she goes home. The nanny, which is like her grandma slash aunt slash mom, and of course she can't sleep because she just can't. You know, she lost a baby. I've never lost a child. I don't know. Yeah, not a physical child, but I know when I was pregnant with twins and I lost one early on. My feelings was hurt, so I cannot imagine the turmoil that Alani had to go through losing her baby, and tragically like that. So she wants to basically thank Ethic for um, helping her, fixing her car for free. So she has Nanny make him a pie. I think that was the first thing she did. Was had Nanny make him a pie. So she went to his shop the other day, and I mean the next day in her car, and she got there. He's not there. So the guy's like, I'm sorry, you know, boss man's not here, but he should be on his way. And I think I messed it up somewhere. But it's still not ready. I think her car's still not ready. But she has to go to school now. And so Ethic pulls up and he's like, well, I'm, you know, basically still sorry. It needs a lot of work. Your car is basically breaking down. You should get a new one. But since you refuse, it's some other stuff that needs to be fixed. I can give you a ride. She proceeds to walk down the street. And he like, so you just gonna walk? And she like, my feet are okay. Mind you, she got heels on. She just acting like a brat. So he take her to school. Tell her that he'll be back to pick her up. I think in the midst of picking her up, something happens at Bella's school. And so he has to go there. So he called and asked Messiah to pick her up for him. But Messiah doesn't answer. And so Ethic has to go there and pick her up, but he's late. She got the attitude. Don't tell me you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. Don't have me feeling like you're going to be reliable. If you're not going to be reliable, he's like, my bad. I had something else going on. So he dropped her off. I think he might have asked her. She might have asked him, "Do he like pie?" I think, and that's what she had Nanny make him a pie. The next day, she take it to the shop and she try to get her. She go in there to get her car, and she think that she's reading, you know, signals that maybe he kind of feeling her a little bit, which he is. But it's such a tragic circumstance. Like you cannot be involved with her because you murdered her daughter. So she go the next day and she like, hey, how's it going? You know, she kind of bright and, you know, a little happier than she probably has been in the past couple of days because she see him. And he like, here go your keys. She like, thank you so much. She's like, no problem. It's on the house. And she like, oh, well, I made your pie. He like, it's cool. You know, kind of giving her the cold shoulder. And she like, am I crazy? Or like, is something going on? Because like, you definitely, she like, why you treat me like that? And he like, treat him like what? And she like, a customer. He like, because you are. And she was like, okay, well, basically, like, you wasn't like that yesterday. What done happened? And she's like, you're just so cold now all of a sudden. And so he was like, I have to treat you like that. Okay. And she's like, why? He like, because if I don't, then I'm gonna start wondering things like what you taste like. Now look, I want y'all to know something about Ethic. He's my man. And he say some stuff that'll get you together. Like, oh, okay. Huh. Cause she wanted the same thing. So he was like in another world, in another time, basically. We could have did this. But not in this one. Not in this time. So eventually she invites him to over for dinner because that's her way of, trying to say thank you, for all the stuff he's done. Because he basically fixed her car for free. Um, so she goes, I'm going so fast. She goes to church the next couple of days later, and they wind up taking up an offering for her, to pay for Lucas and Kizzy's funeral. But in the middle of that, they found out that they had like a $30,000 check from an anonymous person who just paid to cover both the funerals. Now, the anonymous check is from Ethic. It's not anonymous. It's from, well, to her it's anonymous, but to the book reader, they let you know that Ethic was the one who gave the donation, and he asked the lady like, "Could I be remain anonymous?" So she's crying. She's overwhelmed. She wants to hurry up and get this over with. Now, mind you, the last encounter that they probably had with each other was when he was like, "I have to stay away from her. Like, I can't be in the same vicinity." It might have been the last time she picked her car up. I can't be in the same vicinity as her. Like the pull is too strong. So, but he feels like it's just an obligation to at least take care of the burial, especially for her daughter. So she agreed. Well, she didn't agree, but Nanny agreed and kind of signed her up to be like a big sister in a debutante pageant that they was having at the church as her way to, pay her thank yous for them helping her with the funeral and everything. She like, I don't want to do that. I just lost a baby. Like, I don't really want to be around a whole bunch of little girls. They shy. Well, it's the least you can do. So, fast forward to the funeral services for her daughter. She's a complete mess, a complete wreck. Um, and it's time to um they at the funeral or whatever, and it's time to, like, lay Kenzie down in the ground, and she can't do it. She tell him like, I can't, I don't want to do it, I don't want to leave her, she's too cold, she's having a mommy breakdown, as we all probably would. Okay. And it just so happens that Ethic is there visiting Raven, which is Easy's mom, and he hears her before he sees her. And he looking, and you're like, oh man, like, I can't leave her. I can't leave her. I'm not supposed to, like, leave her alone, but I just can't leave her here like this. She's distraught. It's just her. Whatever. I can't just leave her like this. So he goes over there to her. He takes the shovel and he buries Kenzie. I think I probably fell more in love with him in that moment than I probably did at the beginning of the book. I mean, my heart was just like, my heart was kind of split in half because I feel so bad at the burden that Ethic has to carry for the mistake that he made. But I think I feel even more bad because now he has these feelings that he's falling in love for the woman, falling in love with the woman whose daughter he murdered. So it's like, what do you do with that? Like, how do you handle that? How do you process that? I would have been lost and confused just like the both of them were. So she asked him Like, can you hug me? Like the one time in the bathroom, I need that right now. So he hugs her. And I think she might have asked him what was he doing there. He said he was visiting a friend, and I think they might have went their separate ways, or maybe he might have drove her home. I don't really 100% remember, but I think he might have drove her home because I think that's when she asked him, did he want to come for dinner? So, and then he helps her cook this spread, of food or whatever, and they have dinner, okay? And he is like scared to come in her house because this is where everything happened. He brought her some flowers, dressed real catch, talked about how he smells so good and all this other stuff. And she got to know a little bit about him. He got to know a little bit about her. And, she asked him, like, am I reading too much into this? Like, do you have, are we cool? Are we feeling each other? Or am I just assuming that we are? And he like, we are, but this is wrong. Like, this is just not really something that we should embark upon right now. And she was like, well, maybe you should call me sometime. He like, okay, even though he knew his plan was not to call her. So Ethic has a whole lot in it. I just noticed it as I'm talking. So flip the coin to Messiah and Morgan. They are not together. She decides that she wants Ethic gave her a gift at the end of her birthday party to for a surgery that could correct her hearing. He let her know, like, if you want to do it, you can. You don't have to, but it's just an option. In her mind, she thinks it'll make her more normal, and Messiah will want to deal with her more. Messiah, knowing that he's not any good for Morgan, he tries to like throw her off. So he starts to date her friend Nish. Now I'm mad at Nish. I'm mad at Messiah. Like, why would y'all even do this? But he's not really dating her. He's kind of like, using her as a pawn. Like, acting like he got her some couple of clothes, put her on to some new stuff or whatever. And, he let her take a couple pictures that then would put them on Instagram. So now Morgan's heart is completely broken. So she like, forget it. I'm finna just go get my surgery and I'm going to Michigan. I'm going upstate to go to college and I don't have to deal with none of y'all no more at all. So right before she get ready to go to college, she try to have a meeting with Nish or whatever to kind of like test the water and see what's going on. And then when she get there, like they like an hour and a half late or whatever, and she walks Messiah in there with her. Now Messiah he wasn't even paying attention to where they was going. And then when he get in there, he sees Morgan and he like, nah, like this ain't what we about to do. We definitely ain't about to do this. Like this is definitely not what we about to do. No, we're not doing this. So he leave and let her make sure we not gonna eat. He like, no, we're not. Let's go. So basically, he's mad at Nish. Like, it's one thing for us to post some stuff on social media, but we're not about to be, coming to no restaurant and he ha ha with her. Like, nah, I ain't trying to break her down like that. So I think right before then, she might have had her surgery, or right after then, I think she might have had it, and it might have been like right after. So right after this, she had her surgery, and she everybody no, it must have been before because Nish was there before, but before or after, excuse my detail, but before or after she wound up having that surgery, everybody was there. Like Messiah was there, Nish was there, but she kind of just wanted to take a break. So that night she like went to sleep, and he sent her a message like, meet me at the corner, and she like, no. And he like, either meet me at the corner or I'm coming up in there to get you out of there. So she comes down to the corner, and he like, so how does it feel? Because now that you can hear. He was like, I really wasn't trying. He was like, I can't basically help but to think that you got the surgery because you was trying to compete with a whole group of women that don't even compare to you. Basically letting her know, like, you it. Like, you don't have to be anything other than what you are. Like, you are it, okay? And so he signed something to her because he's learning, like, YouTube is his teacher. So she was trying to tell him, like, basically, like, you got me messed up. You went out with Nish and you took it too far. And he was like, I don't really know what you're saying, shorty, because your hands moving too fast, but I feel like you're trying to say something crazy. I feel like you like cussing me out or whatever. And so he signed something back to her. She was kind of like surprised or whatever. He's like, so if you can hear, why won't you talk? And so she explained to him how like she's embarrassed or whatever. And so he was like, well, you still the best girl or the prettiest girl, whatever, in my eyes or whatever. And he like right then and there like figured like, oh, I got a thing for her. Like I know I shouldn't, but I do. And so she has never spoken since she was like in the kindergarten. And so when she got out of the car, she said, "Good night, Messiah." And so, of course, when she said it, the S's sounded like Z's. And he felt like, oh my God, she said my name first. Like, Shorty is belongs to me. Like, she's mine. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody else got to say, but that's mine. And that's pretty much how things kind of went, you know. And then he still kind of gave her the cold shoulder because he really wanted her to go away and live her life. He didn't want her to stay there and chase behind him because his life was unsure. His life lived on the edge. Like, he ran the streets, you know, his nothing was secured in his life, and he just didn't want her to get caught up in it, especially considering the fact that Morgan was so young. She was a fresh 18, just out of high school on her way to college. And who was he, a 25-year-old man, to put dents in her plans? But what he failed to realize is Morgan would have followed him to HE double hockey stick and back. No questions asked. Bless your heart. She'd have followed him anywhere he went. So, come back. So, I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to pick up tomorrow. But don't forget, if you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would so greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to share this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye my jujubee.